Many of you guys probably seen on social media, Kanye West sat down with Candace Owens to speak about some topics that's been at hand, some things he had to get off his chest, some things he wanted to share with the world. Subscribe to the channel, comment down below, like this video. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers. We will do a giveaway at 10,000 subs when we hit that 10,000. So if you want to be part of that giveaway, just all you gotta do is sub up. Let's see what Ye said in this interview. We've seen a lot of different little clips from this go viral, like when he speaks about Beyoncé and Jay-Z. But what else did Ye share? What else did Ye speak about? Was there any information that we could have took from this? If you guys heard, he's been dealing with allegedly the nitrous addiction, and they're saying that he can't create, can't drop clothes. This is why we're not seeing much release, even though we got Vultures 1, which to me was fire. We got Vultures 2, which to me was extremely fire. And I heard a lot of these songs because I went to Ye's listening event during Art Basel Miami back in December, so I heard a lot of these songs. Before there was a Vultures 1, 2, 3, he was just playing tracks, and I heard a lot of these. So there's still some more that I need that will release soon, like Gun to My Head. Oh, I think that's a deluxe on this one, but you had to buy a digital version for $5, which I should have did. But Gun to My Head is such a smacker with Kid Cudi. Sub up, share your thoughts. Let's see what Kanye said in this one.
Of the idea that we're Jew because we are from Africa. The Bible is the majority. It's like set in Africa. Then it's challenging, and we talk about on the George Floyd documentary is called The Greatest Lie Ever Sold. The idea that black people are not Jew is the greatest lie that's ever sold, because you don't see the Jewish abortion rate at the same level as the black abortion rate. 50% of black deaths a year is actually abortion. You don't see the Jewish divorce rate at the level of 70 something. You said the percent of black moms raising their kids by themselves. You don't see Jewish people shooting each other down in the street on Worldstar and then rapping about it. It's just not, there's not Jewish content like that. And also Jewish people do business together. And that's what I said on the Drink Champs. Hey, these are things that I'm envious of. You know,
I think the first thing that someone would say if you said that, right, is same for Chinese. You don't see Chinese people shooting each other. You don't see Chinese people with this super high divorce rate. You don't see Chinese people and Japanese people and Korean people and Hispanic people-ish, but no matter what, nobody's rates of violence and abortion are as high. White America, forget Jewish America, white America don't have these same rates, right? And so they ask why isolate Jewish American population?
Well, for black people, okay, with the rates of that ours being higher, we're still, you know, you go see the slave movie, you see like a slave get their teeth pulled out in front of another slave. Mm-hmm. We're still getting our teeth pulled out, you know, literally like in jail. I have friends whose, you know, family members went to jail and they got killed by an officer, and then the officer like all of a sudden quit and they're not there anymore and stuff, and like so they can't do the trial, and you know, so we're getting left and right still treated like slaves. And what the reason why I specifically say the Jewish people is the Jewish people, like how the Armenians worked in a meatpacking district. The Jewish people came into power in the 80s, truly, you know, when the divorces started happening because of Wall Street, because the like Catholic lawyers wouldn't divorce people, and they came into money the way how the darker Jews, the black people, are coming into money now. And they had to, and they did a great job. They colluded. They, before that, they were very involved with the civil rights movement, which actually...
Is that something to blame the Jewish people for, though? Again, this is all stuff that we're learning. Even Kanye West, he's just sharing things off his head. Nothing that you hear in this video is 100% facts. We're just hearing a conversation between two people, Candace and Ye. But could they be to blame? Because they became into money. When they started coming into money after dealing with all the things they dealt with all them years, they started doing stuff like only eating kosher food around themselves, eating at their restaurants, going to school only going to school with only their people, usually doing business with their people, going to medical staff that's usually Jewish people. They circulate the money within their own community. Are they to blame for that, or is that actually a genius act? Imagine a lot of other communities did similar things.
The movement was, it moved blacks from being Republican over to becoming Democrats. That was what the movement, that's where the move happened. And now everyone's, well, why are you calling them out specifically? When I said DEFCON 3, I didn't get an opportunity to say what that meant, but it meant I'm going to call out all these things that have been done to me specifically by Jewish people that so happen to be businessmen or businesswomen, but still it was done by Jewish people to me, to the darker Jew. And I was going to go one by one. And the reason I said it like that is just to say, I know you guys are going to call this anti-Semite, and I'm not afraid of that title. Now I'm going to lean into that title. So call me whatever you want, because you call me void already. What's the definition of black? Void of color. Some people artists may say it's all color, and it could also mean it's like what they did and when I ran for office and they showed me on the TV and they like blacked my face out and they had me be void. And I think that Jewish people always will tell you about the trauma and the Holocaust. So one of my favorite lines on the Drink Champs, you actually hit me about this, is when Dove Charney said, hey, I want to take you to the Holocaust Museum. And I said, I want you to go to our Holocaust Museum, Planned Parenthood. Like, we're still in the Holocaust. 6 million Jewish people died in the Holocaust. Over 20 million darker Jews, black people, have been aborted.
Darker Jews, there's so many jokes that you could say, but what do you guys think about that? I've heard that conversation going on for years. I remember clothes shopping on Fordham Avenue, and I don't want to call out the wrong group, but there was always a group of people on speakerphones and there was always a group of people with a microphone and speaker dressed like Jedis, yelling at people, white devils, walking around looking like clowns, white devils. Remember that? So I've been already seeing that for quite a while. They called themselves the Black Jews as well. Do you think there's any correlation? Do you guys believe that we're considered the Black Jews? Let me know down below your thoughts.
More babies are aborted in New York at this point than born at this point. And my thing about the media, the majority of the media, over 50% of the media, at least it's probably 80%, but over 50% of the media is run by Jewish executives, and they allow...
It showed us that crazy ass list before. You remember all them CEOs? Some people said the list was true, some people said it wasn't, but do you remember that list that he gave us in that parking lot of all the different CEOs? I was like, that's insane. Not the insane that they're, not insane in a bad way or a good way, but just really just insane if that's all true and how they're all linked and everyone's Jewish. That's wild.
All of this abortion-driven content that more affects the darker Jew, the black people, more than any other race. But then you ask the question, you can't even Google, like when you Google Jewish abortion rate, it'll be one piece of information. The next information is like from 4 years ago or something. There's no information about it. And if I attempt, my mom said try and spell it. If I fail by attempting to have a conversation with a Jewish person about the abortion rate, they won't allow the conversation to be had. That's why I said, hey, I'm me tooing the Jewish race. That's saying, hey, you guys got to come up and say, did you do this or did you not do this? And I'm calling a lot of times say, people feel like I'm very selfish driven because I talk about things I specifically went through. So I said, okay, well, I'm this voice for the actors, the musicians, the athletes. Specifically, I know are in situations where at least 4 of the people that they do business with are Jewish, and those people know each other, and the athletes come and go, and that 4, 5, 6, 8 people remain. The athletes come and go like cattle in the stable. The actors come and go. The musicians come and go. And that mainstay of that Jewish, just say crew, because it sounds less ramped up than mafia, right? The mob sounds less mentally ill. So let's say there is definitely a crew. And I've been there.
So he's trying to basically say the Italians are not the only ones that got the Cosa Nostra. Like there's more to it. There's another mafia going around, another mob of people. All alleged, all conspiracies. We love all on this channel. We're just hearing from Ye. And Ye's not really leading with hate in this one because we wouldn't promote that on this channel. If I'm starting to hear hate towards one group of people, we would not react to that in this channel. He's just sharing his thoughts, which at that point is get it off your chest, my brother.
And I've been talked to certain kind of ways. And you know who else wouldn't be talked to a certain kind of way? Kobe Bryant. You don't get talked to a certain way. I don't get talked to a certain kind of way. So things that I'm saying out loud, hyped up or calmly, I'm saying things 5 times a day that black people, leaders, not specifically black people, just leaders throughout time have been killed for things that we're doing 5 times a day. So one thing for the black community and all of this like woke culture and, Charlemagne and different things, it's like, bro, this is getting ridiculous at this point. People got to put some respect on the fact that I'm actually brave enough to say this out loud. Like, that's what's lit. That's what God is inside of me. That's why I feel so good to be used. You done got me to a point, y'all call me so many names. You've disrespected me for 3 years. Forbes wouldn't call me a billionaire. It is important if people are calling you crazy to be like, oh, but I'm a billionaire, because it's like, it's not me being classist. It's just me fighting against that, saying, okay, you're calling me crazy, but I must be doing something right. Now I'm not doing something, I'm doing everything right. And then to reach to the concept, the idea of being the richest black person ever. And we're just at the beginning. But this makes me think Drake is the best rapper ever by the numbers. Jay-Z is the greatest rapper ever by the inspiration.
Yeah, he inspired me.
There you go.
He was smart. You know what I mean? Like he was talking business, but you either got it or you didn't. He was telling you the code. But you want to hear something like, did you know?
Shout out to my boy Frank. My boy Frank has been screaming that to me for years. You know, we all grew up on Jay for sure. Jay was the first rapper I've ever seen going back-to-back #1s. I'm personally always been a bigger fan of my boy Ye when it comes to that duo. But that's his big brother, was Big's brother. And Drake, I do think Drake, when you think numbers-wise, Michael Jackson hits, billboards, you can't argue against it. My personal GOAT is Ye, but strong #2 is Drake.
The word alcohol
is from the spirit alcohol.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You knew that?
Yes.
I believe that.
It is.
It literally, kills your spirit and allows demons to come in, you know what I mean? And take over. And I 100% believe that.
I can say this since this is our podcast. Mm-hmm. I definitely was drinking when I put up the DEF CON tree. I definitely, I had, who's, I want to say alcohol I had inside me, but I don't know. Hennessy.
Oh, it's interesting.
Kanye loves his Henny.
Hennessy. It turns us gray. And literally, the demons
just come in. Yeah, no, I was fascinated when I learned that, the history of that. And it's literally because when you drink, you become a different person. It's almost literally like a spirit has taken over you. That's why they call them spirits. Did you know that? That's why they call them spirits.
Yes, absolutely.
That's crazy. That's terrifying. How come we didn't put that information out earlier that you were drinking? Nobody asked.
Well, no, because I didn't want to discredit.
Oh, here we go. He'll be like, oh, now every time he tweets, he's drunk,
Yeah. Because it keeps on, taking away the fact of what I was, saying. Or what I was about to do. And also, sometimes the truth comes through it because it's another way to discredit, right?
Yo, the spirit stuff, I never knew. They all make sense. I'm going to have to look into that myself. That's crazy, though, because they do call liquor and spirits and stuff. It takes out your soul and lets demons come in. People get crazy. Some people turn to freaks. Some people don't want to talk. Some people want to talk. Some people, you never see. It's the total opposite of who they usually are. Oh, that's something I'm going to have to look into myself, my brother. That's something I'm going to have to look into myself. I usually don't really get out of body, though. Maybe because I never get that lit. I usually always know how to control my liquor to not really get that extremely lit. But this wasn't the only thing. Ye also said something here that went ultra viral. Out of this whole entire podcast, the part that everyone took. I didn't hear nothing from them 10 minutes online. None of that. This was all new information to me. But there was something that went viral online. And let me show you that. So Candace asks Ye a question about Jay-Z and Beyonce. And what he says was nuts. This is what Shade Room picked up. Academics picked up. Baller Report, TMZ. This is the part that everyone took from this to speak about. I just wanted to show it to you guys because I personally thought it was hilarious.
He was telling you the code that now I'm being stupid. I'm giving you guys stupid stuff because this is how it works. In order for me to stay successful, I have to keep giving you stupid stuff.
I just think Beyonce need to let him go get some pussy. Seriously.
Yo, Candace Owens' face is yo, how did the correlation happen? How did 1A and B connect? This makes no sense. Look at her face of confusion. Did this nigga just say that? Yo, no, look at her face.
I'm being stupid. I'm giving you guys stupid stuff because this is how it works. In order for me to stay successful, I have to keep giving you stupid stuff.
I just think Beyonce need to let him go get some pussy. Seriously.
What?
Man's a menace.
Go to the DR or something you know what I mean?
What's that about though? What's that about? Are you good friend? Are you good friends with him still? Because you know what's missing from.
Yo, that is hilarious, nigga. Yo, Kanye, you just never know what's next, and that was the best example. But what do you guys think about what Kanye shared during this video? Was there any information you might have took? Some things you think is not 100% factual? We never checked the numbers. We never checked the sources. It's just all for entertainment, all for us to see his perspective, all for us to see how Ye is currently feeling. Candace Owens is someone that can also speak well. You might not always agree with Candace Owens. Back then, hey, the media made me hate Candace Owens. But the media has also made us try to hate a lot of other people. Do your own judgment. Look at what they're speaking. You might not agree with everything. I don't agree with everything Ye says at all. But there's still some things that I like to take in, listen, and then see what I take from it. Subscribe to the channel. We will be doing a giveaway at 10,000 subs. Hey, you might get some Vultures 2 merch. You never know. Sub up, sub up, sub up. Let me know your thoughts down below.